Hey everyone, spideylibrarian here, and I would like to talk for a minute about the advent of 7 stars in Marvel Contest of Champions. My own feelings about 7 stars are they're pretty complex. I have played this game off and on ever since it was released. I started playing very early, maybe just a day or two after it actually had been released. So I've been playing pretty much from the beginning. And I've kind of done the off and on thing. I would get tired of the game, leave it behind, go play another Marvel game or another mobile game. And then I would come back and play for a few months and then leave and come back. In 2018, I believe 6 stars were introduced to the game. And I had been back and playing for several months up to that point. And I was really upset at the time because I had only just gotten to 5-star land. I had only just started to open, like, I think I'd maybe opened 1 or 2 5-stars at that point. So I was mad. I was really upset. I was like, "Bam, why are you changing the goalposts?" And, it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, I don't want to have to do this all over again. I don't want to have to restart with something that's going to make my roster irrelevant, in just a few weeks. And essentially, I kind of, I left the game at that point and I was gone for 3 years. I did not come back until March of 2021. And I've been playing every day since then. I've been playing for over a year. I've been playing for a year and a half now, like just religiously. And this has been and always probably will be a great game. Not a game without issues. I will, don't anyone hate on me for saying that this is a great game. It is a great game. It is a game that has issues, but many of those issues are on the developer level and not the game level. So it was, in my opinion, developer shenanigans that caused me to leave the game back in 2018. When I came back, I just kind of started the grind, and I'm like, okay, let's get some 5-stars, and got lucky with some pulls, got back into the game, and have started pulling 6-stars, and I think I've got about 56 stars right now. Since my return to the game in 2018, I have gone from being not even uncollected to uncollected, and then Cavalier, and then most recently, just in June, I believe, I hit Thronebreaker. And I'm actually starting to make my push for Cavalier. I'm actually working on Act 7 right now. And I've gotten a roster to the point where I can start doing events like EOP and just some of the harder content that I never thought I would be able to do. And so when I heard about 7-stars in the last day or two, I kind of flashed back to 2018. I had that initial kind of surge of, oh my God, why? But I think a couple of things have changed. I am in a better place roster-wise now. I have been playing very consistently for, I think, much longer than I ever have previously, with the possible exception of when I first started out. But the game was so young back then. So while I'm a little miffed about the advent of 7-stars and just kind of like, oh boy, here we go again, I'm still kind of reassured by the idea that Kabam has taken steps, at least it looks like they've taken steps to make sure that they respect the current rosters that players have. I have a decent roster now. It's not a good roster. It's certainly not a great roster, but it helps me to clear content with, the use of some resources and sometimes Unit Man. But I think that when 7-stars get here, I think I will be sticking with the game. And I think when Relics get here, I'm going to be really interested to see how those work and to see if those will get me to try some of the newer content that the game has been pushing out. I don't generally play Battlegrounds. I don't like it. I think it uses up too much energy, and if you want to place in it, you have to spend units, aka money. I don't really care for that kind of a push. But it works for some people. It just doesn't work for me. Maybe this will get me in to try Battlegrounds. I don't know. We'll see. And then they're talking about Ascension, and that sounds good on the surface of it too. I've watched Prof Hoff and Brian Grant's videos on these topics, and I feel like, you know, if you have the ability to use them to make your champions even more powerful than they had originally intended to be, I think it's pretty good for keeping your roster relevant to the game while you continue to hunt and build your 7-star roster. I will be interested to see how they handle things such as Arena when the 7 stars come out. I think it's going to be in spring. I think a lot of those reservations just are nested in the idea that the game does have to continue to grow and progress. It's kind of a necessary evil. And so you're going to see things like Relics, which I think they've been talking about those since, what, 2017? So it's about time we started to see those. And, you know, I mean, I remember, I don't even think 5 stars were in the game when it first came around. So 6 stars came around. I quit before. 7 stars coming around. I don't think I'm going anywhere this time. So I think that 7 stars are going to be a necessary evil. I also think that Kabam realizes some of the possible missteps it made with 6 stars previously. And I think that they're going to try to work on that. And, you know, again, this is not a game without issues, but this is still a great game. And at this point, I'm not going to say that I trust the Kabam devs, but I think at least some of them, I'm willing to at least kind of, I'm willing to give the company enough goodwill to be there and try this out for a few months. So anyways, hopefully you guys feel the same way. Feel free to sound off in the comments. Let me know how you feel. And if we could have a discussion about this, I would love that. So in the meantime, this is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day.